For many years of my life, I was a terribly irresponsible shopper, particularly when it came to clothes. And one of my reoccurring offenses was that I'd often buy clothes and then never wear them. In the moment, in the store, I'd see something and say, wow, that is special. That is speaking to me. I need that. And without even really thinking twice, I'd just buy it. And then I'd take it home, cut the tags off, put it in my closet for it to just sit there for 4 years untouched. I know. It like makes me cringe to say it out loud because it's like, what a waste. But that's the type of shopper I was for many years. And I think it's more common than we think. In the moment, I didn't feel like I had a problem. But now that I've changed my ways, I look back and I'm like, it's so glaringly obvious. How was I shopping like that for so many years? And about a year or two ago, I sort of had an epiphany. I was like, I can't keep shopping like this. I have too many clothes. I'm overwhelmed by what's in my closet. I don't even feel passionate about like half the stuff that's in there. Something's got to change. And so I changed things. I went through my closet, donated everything that wasn't speaking to me, and then made a pact with myself to be a smart shopper moving forward. And listen, I wasn't sure how I was going to do, okay? Because I've made promises to myself before in the past and then not followed through with them. I will say, with my shopping addiction, I've really done a good job. Now, that's not to say that I haven't shopped since, because I absolutely have, but every single purchase has been really wise and has been something that I genuinely wear routinely. And this whole experience from going from being an impulsive, irresponsible shopper to being a really responsible, really thoughtful shopper has taught me a lot about how to shop for clothes. And when you think about it, no one teaches you how to shop for clothes, right? It sounds like common sense. Like, I don't know, buy clothes that you need that you're going to wear. Yes, but there's actually more to it. It's more complicated than we think it is. And I think that's why a lot of us are irresponsible shoppers when it comes to clothing. And so today, I'm going to share with you how to be a responsible shopper. I briefly interrupt this episode to let you know that this episode is presented by Dove's new plant milk cleansing collection. You know how I love my little treats, and I feel the same way about treating my skin in the shower. So I give my skin what it's craving with Dove's plant milk collection body washes. Made with a special plant milk blend, just one shower deeply hydrates your skin and leaves you feeling soft and glowing. My favorite scent is the oat milk and berry brulee, but they all smell incredible. Turn your next shower into the little treat your skin deserves. Head to Target to buy Dove's Plant Milk Collection body wash before it sells out. Now, back to the episode. Before we begin, I want to apologize that my voice is gone still. If you don't love a sexy, raspy voice like the one I got going on right now, I mean, seriously, go listen to like Ariana Grande singing whistle tones because it's as raspy as it gets right now. It's really raspy. But I said in the last episode, I lost my voice because over the weekend, I was singing the Elphaba riff in the song Defying Gravity from the musical movie Wicked with my friends in the car. But here's the deal. The show must go on. So we're going to have to deal with this raspy voice. And maybe over the course of the episode, it'll warm up and be less raspy. We will see. Anywho, without further ado, this is my advice to you on how to stop buying clothes that you won't wear. Okay? Let's begin. Starting with, if you can, don't buy immediately. Give yourself as much time, any length of time, from a few hours to a few months to see if the clothing item sticks with you. Now listen, this isn't always an option, right? If you're shopping at a vintage store who constantly replaces their inventory and you see something that you really love, you might only have a few hours, right? You might be able to put it on hold and think about it for a few hours. But it's not something that you could go home and order online. That's an occasion when you might not be able to give yourself that much time. However, if you're buying something that a company is going to be selling for the, indefinite future, give yourself as much time to think about it as you possibly can. I cannot even tell you how many times I've fallen in love with something and I've put it on hold just to then call the establishment back and say, you know what, I'm actually all good. I'm not going to get it. I can't even tell you how many times I recently saw something online and was like, ooh, I really want that. And then told myself, all right, let's wait a week and see if we remember. And then I completely forgot about it. Just to then remember like 2 months later and be like, ew, why did I ever want that? There's something about the heat of the moment when you find something that you really like, you're not thinking straight. There's like a rush of dopamine that you get when you see something that you want to buy that weirdly fucks with your head. And if you give yourself some space from it, the dopamine wears off, the excitement wears off, and you start asking yourself rational questions like, is it really worth going back to the store or pulling back up the link to buy it? Is this really something I'm gonna wear? Listen, this is not a piece of advice that I came up with, all right? I've heard this for years. However, I'm repeating it to you all because it genuinely is advice worth giving. I've saved so much money from walking away and giving myself time to think. But on the other hand, I've also discovered that I've really wanted items because I waited. It actually works both ways. Like, it's not like it just deters you from buying. It can also prove, oh, wait, this is actually something that is going to be used, is going to be worn. If you think about it for hours following, days following, weeks following, months following, it's definitely something that you're going to use and you're going to wear. All right, moving on. Don't shop with people who have a tendency to buy a lot. It will make it hard not to buy a lot yourself, okay? You want to experience the fun they're having. If there's someone who just loves shopping, loves buying every single thing that they see that they sort of love, you need to avoid shopping with that person until you know how to resist temptation, okay? We're social animals, all right? We love to enjoy things with other people. Actually, in the past, I've been the one that shops a lot. And people are like, I can't shop with you because you buy a lot and I don't want to buy a lot. I used to be that person. It's with those types of friends that you need to do other activities. Okay. You need to go out to dinner. You need to go rock climbing. I don't know. Just don't go shopping with those types of friends until you can resist temptation. Listen, you'll get to a point in your life where eventually you'll equate shopping too much, buying too much with stress. That's where I'm at in my life now. Now, I don't become persuaded by others. Like if others are buying a lot when we're shopping, I'm like, oof, that reminds me of having clutter in the closet. That reminds me of not knowing what to wear, having trouble getting dressed every day. I don't envy that. And so now it's not a problem anymore. But that takes time. That takes sort of a rewiring of the brain. That takes a lifestyle shift. And so until you're there, don't shop with people who like to buy a lot. Okay, next. Before you buy anything, imagine styling it multiple different ways with stuff already in your closet. And be honest with yourself. Can you do it? Is it easy? Can you make more than one or two outfits? Is it something that matches your personal style? Or is it something that sticks out like a sore thumb? If you're somebody who tends to wear a lot of beautiful florals and linens, and all of a sudden you find this crazy leather jacket and you're like, wait, for some reason I like this, but it doesn't match anything in your closet, maybe that's not a good idea, you know? If you can't come up with 5, 10 different outfit ideas, it's probably not something you should buy. And I know what you're thinking, Emma, 5 to 10? What? Yes, 5 to 10. If you can think of 1 or 2 outfits, I don't care, okay? You could do that with almost any piece of clothing. When you start getting into those higher numbers, that's when you know that this is something that you're genuinely going to get use out of. And I'll tell you, there's been times when I've really loved something, been like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. But I could really only think of 1 or 2 ways to style it. And I've put it back and not gotten it. If I can't figure out how to style it, I'm not going to wear it, you know? The things that we wear routinely are things that match majority of the things in our closet that are easy to, throw on with our favorite pair of pants, are easy to throw on with a pair of jeans, are easy to throw on with that favorite skirt that we have. Like, if you can't figure out how to style it, don't buy it. Sorry. I think figuring out like 5 outfits to wear with a piece makes sense for something like a jacket or maybe a purse. But when it comes to like pants, tops, I don't know. I try to shoot for like 10 outfits in my head, in my imagination. Okay, next. Pay attention to material, okay? Don't just hold up a piece and say, oh my God, I love this. And then try it on and be like, oh my God, it looks amazing. Pay attention to the material, okay? How does it feel on the body? Is it even a little bit itchy? Is it even the slightest bit itchy? Lift up your arms. Are your arms struggling to move because the fabric is stiff and the shoulder seam is maybe like stiff or too tight? Think about what temperature of weather you're going to be wearing this piece of clothing in. Is it a summer piece? Okay. Is the fabric kind of thick? Is it not breathable? These are problems. Okay. If there's even a slight issue, put it back. Put it back. Fabric is everything. Something might even feel good on the body, right? It might be soft, it might be beautiful, but you're already starting to notice some pilling on the sleeves, like maybe it's a sweater. Perhaps it's a mesh top that's sort of fragile. And you imagine it's going to be hard to wash, or it's going to be, hard to not walk by something and it accidentally get caught on the wall and pull, or maybe you wear bracelets a lot and you're noticing that the mesh sort of knit material is getting caught on your bracelets. These are all things that you need to pay close attention to, because I'm not kidding. These are the things that long term will dictate if you wear the piece. Like, I have a few things in my closet that I kept when I did the big donate spree. I donated a bunch of my clothes, but I did keep a few things that were a little bit itchy. And I actually do wear them sometimes because they're really cute, but I barely wear them. But I kept them because I was like, I really love these pieces. I don't want to say goodbye to them yet. And I already own them. So I might as well try to get as much use out of them as I can until I ultimately donate them one day. Or maybe I'll keep them for the rest of my life. Who knows? But I will say I don't gravitate towards them very often. And if I were to be put in a position now where it's like, okay, would you buy this piece? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy any of those things. Next, we must discuss fit. Fit is everything. Fabric is also everything, but fit is also everything, okay? If something doesn't fit perfectly, you must commit to going and getting it tailored, okay? Now, listen, it's unrealistic that everything's gonna fit perfectly in store. Like, that's pretty rare. Like, there's a lot of times where I buy something and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to get this tailored a little bit, but it has potential. And so I'm gonna get it anyway, especially when shopping vintage or secondhand. But you need to have a plan to make sure that this piece within the next month or so fits you perfect. The things that we gravitate towards the most are the things that fit comfortably, that look good, look flattering. Okay, clothes are not flattering when they don't fit properly. They don't look cute. So the fit needs to be a priority. And I can't tell you how many times when I was a bad shopper, I would buy something that was a little bit too big or a little bit too small, and I'd be like, whatever, I'll deal with it. And I didn't deal with it. I just wouldn't wear it. And listen, going and getting stuff tailored is an inconvenience. It's not fun. I hate doing it. It's a chore. But it is absolutely critical when you buy clothing that doesn't fit properly. And so I think becoming comfortable with the idea, like, all right, I might need to go get something tailored. You need to become comfortable with that idea. And when shopping, you need to keep it in mind. If something's too small, put it back, because there's no way to tailor that. What's the point of clothing if it doesn't fit perfectly? And that leads me to an overall philosophy, which is strive for perfection when shopping. It is not unrealistic to strive for perfection. We should all strive to have a bunch of pieces in our closet that are perfect for us. I'm not talking about how much something costs. I'm not talking about whether or not it's trendy, whether or not you get compliments on it. None of that fucking matters. I'm talking about whether or not it's perfect for you, okay? I have some random shit in my closet that to some people would be like, ew, why do you even have that? But to me, it means something to me. It's special to me. Like, I have like a random olive green Brandy Melville t-shirt. I bought that Brandy Melville t-shirt like fucking 10 years ago. And there's something about it that I just really love. It fits perfectly. The material is so soft. I like the color. And so guess what? That Brandy Melville t-shirt has stood the test of time with me. I still love it. I still wear it all the time. That's a piece of my closet that's perfect for me. So do you get what I'm saying? It's like only you can define what perfect for you is. But what I will say is that perfect fit and perfect material, strive for perfection. Through smart shopping and getting things tailored, perfection can be achieved and you should be striving for it. Moving on. If something has some sort of sentimental value, you will care about it more. You will gravitate towards it more, okay? a great example of that would be if you are thrift shopping in your hometown. Let's say you came home from college for the weekend and you decided to go thrift shopping with friends and you find a shirt in there that reminds you of your hometown. Maybe because you bought it there. Maybe you find a baseball cap at the thrift store that has your middle school on it. Maybe it's like a baseball coach hat from your middle school. That's sentimental to you. Maybe you're shopping and like you find a band tee of your favorite band. That's sentimental to you. Maybe you find a piece of clothing and it reminds you of your mom, just the shape and the silhouette of it reminds you of your mom. Things that have some sort of sentimental value. Things that go beyond the aesthetic, that have some sort of emotional tie to your heart. That is something that you're going to wear time and time again. Because when you wear it, you're going to get that extra little boost of love. That isn't always present in things that we buy. Like if you're buying a basic white t-shirt, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. It's hard to find sentimental value in a basic white t-shirt. It's possible. But we should be striving to find sentimental value in the pieces of clothing that we're buying. Next, this is something that seems like common sense, but I'm telling you, it's not. I can't tell you how many times I've made this mistake. I've seen other people make this mistake. You have to buy colors and patterns and shapes and silhouettes that look good on you. Don't just look good when they're on the rack or when they're on the mannequin or when they're on someone else. Look good on you. Like I know that there are certain colors that look terrible on me. Okay. I look really bad in yellow. Unless it's like a cream butter yellow, looks terrible on me. Like bright yellow. And I've worn it a few times. And every single time I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. I look terrible in yellow. Now I never wear yellow. I don't really look great in bright orange either. Pink isn't a great color on me. There are certain silhouettes, like a great example would be like, imagine like a tank top that goes straight across, like cuts straight across, almost like a tube top, and then has straps. That does not look good on me. That silhouette looks terrible on me. I don't really like the way that low-waisted pants look on me. Mini skirts are really tough for me. Like they either have to be so mini that my butt crack is almost out, or I just need to wear a long skirt. So like anything in between, not gonna work. And like over the years, I've figured this stuff out, but I can't tell you how many times I've been, shopping online or shopping in store, and I see something and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute, because it to me is cute. I see it and I'm like, that's really cute, but it wouldn't look good on me. And I buy it anyway. And then I wear it and I'm like, ew. And every time I wear it, I don't really like how it looks on me, but I like the piece, but I don't like the piece on me. Okay. That's one of the heartbreaking parts of shopping, is that sometimes you're going to fall in love with something, but it actually doesn't look good on you. Now listen, the only person who can decide if it looks good on you is you. All right. So don't listen to anyone else. If somebody else says, ew, I don't like how that looks on you, tell them to shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. If you think that you look good in everything and you like the way you look in everything, fuck yeah, then this doesn't apply to you. I personally have preferences when it comes to what I look like in clothes. Majority of us do. And we all know what that looks like. You know what I mean? We know what it looks like. We know what it feels like to put on a piece of clothing and be like, ooh, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't look great. That's not flattering on me. And so it's up to you to define what you look good in. And it's up to you to be like, ooh, I know myself. And even though I love this jacket, even though I love this dress, I actually don't think it's going to look good on me. Don't shop based on what you like on the rack. Shop based on what you like on your body. And I can't tell you how many times I've been fooled. Like I've been like, oh, this piece is so gorgeous. But then I put it on and it's like, not on me. Okay, next. If you find something that you like, especially a basic, let's say it's a pair of jeans, a basic t-shirt, a basic tank top, a button down. If you find something that you like and you wear it routinely, there is nothing wrong with going back and buying a few more colors. Sometimes I'll even buy duplicates of something. Like my favorite black and white striped turtleneck is something that is like for sale indefinitely. Like it's still online right now. You could probably go find it. I have two of them. A lot of times it'll be in the wash and I'll be like, I still want to wear this shirt. I'll buy another one. I have a certain brand of basics that I love. I have a bunch of duplicates of the white tank tops, white t-shirts, long sleeves. I have no shame about buying duplicates. Now, this is not always possible. If something's vintage, You might be able to find it on like eBay. Not an ad, even though I do work with eBay, but that's just true. You might be able to find it online. And I've actually done that. There's a type of sweatpants that they discontinued that I'm obsessed with. So what did I do? I went online and I found as many pairs as I could and I bought them all and I wear them all. If you find something that you like, that works for you, that you wear routinely, buy more. But I would recommend trying them on. Sometimes things fit a little bit different. You need to make sure that the fit is the same, but other than that, buying more is not a bad idea. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Making a website sounds hard, but Squarespace literally makes it fun. Their AI builder makes a custom design based on your vibe and goals. Then you just drag and drop to make it your own. It ends up looking so professional and you don't even need to know anything about coding. Plus, it's super easy to list your services, take payments, and schedule things. You can also get your domain right through them too. No weird fees, just one simple price. Head to squarespace.com/Emma for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use code Emma to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, next, when ordering online, order with the intention and the acceptance of the reality that you might return the item. Go into it knowing that there's a 50% chance that you will return it. And if you get it and it's not working, immediately return it. Don't fuck around. Don't be like, oh, maybe I'll make it work. No, return it. Don't make a piece work just because you're too lazy to return it. That will collect dust in your closet. I cannot even tell you how many times I've returned online shopping purchases over the past year or two. Whereas if I shop in person, it's easier because if I try it on and it doesn't work, I leave it and I walk away. There's a responsibility that comes with shopping online. It's fun. It's easy. It's really satisfying. It feels like a game, but there's a price to pay for that. If it doesn't work, you either are going to have a piece of clothing collecting dust in your closet, or you're going to have to print the return slip, put it back in the box, return. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying. It might deter you from online shopping altogether because you might be like, oh, I don't even want to have to like return this. And to be honest, shopping in person is more responsible. You get to touch the fabric. You get to try things on. So moving on, don't buy it just because it's on sale. All right. I know that we all like to play around with girl math. Okay. Oh, this piece was $100, but now it's $70. And that $30 I could spend on Sweet Green later. It's like, no, you are not saving money by getting a deal. You are still spending money. And we need to be honest with ourselves about that. Don't let a good price convince you that you need something. Okay. By not buying something that isn't perfect, you are saving money for the perfect item. That's the type of girl math that we need to be girl mathing, okay? Saying like, oh, this is on sale, so I'm saving $30. It's like, no, you're still spending money on something that is actually not that great. You know what I mean? That's a waste of money. Okay, so that's bad girl math. Listen, it's not a bad idea to find something that you love and then wait until it's on sale. That's not a bad idea. I've done that. But don't buy something just because it's a good deal. Next, if it's viral on TikTok, you probably shouldn't buy it. It will probably become cringe in a week. People will be talking shit about people who are wearing that item. Like, why are you wearing that? That was cool like a week ago. If it's viral on TikTok, red flag. That is a huge red flag. The only exception, I would say, would be either basics. Like, if somebody says, this is the perfect white tank top. All right, fine. Or like, this is the perfect pair of timeless jeans. Fine. Okay. Fine. Or like, this is like the most amazing little black dress. But even that might become oversaturated. Even that's kind of specific. When it comes to fashion, I think it's best to try to think for yourself, because when you make decisions based on you and your soul and who you are and how you want to express yourself, that's timeless. That doesn't get old. That's not going to collect dust in your closet. The items that you purchase with that philosophy in mind are forever. So I don't know. I think thinking for yourself and ignoring the noise of the internet is the best practice, because the internet, number one, rarely talks about timeless things. Like, it's rare that something goes viral that's timeless. Occasionally a basic piece will go viral, but it's very rare. Usually it's like a specific like dress with a specific pattern, or like a sweatshirt that has a specific logo on it. It's just stuff that's like going to be stale in 2 weeks, you know? If it's viral on TikTok, it's a bad idea. Okay, next, buy pieces that give you room to fluctuate. Okay. For me personally, when I'm on my period, for example, my abdomen changes a lot, and my abdomen becomes distended and pants fit me differently. And so I don't often buy pants that are super tight to the point where I'm barely able to button them because I know that I have a big dinner, I'm on my period, those aren't going to fit anymore. Same thing goes for like a bikini or something. Like if you're buying a bikini, like my boobs grow when I'm on my period, right? They grow like a cup size. Like my boobs get huge. It's like, whoa, big boob. Then they shrink again and look like shriveled up little raisins. And then it's back to Emma. But for a moment there, I have big breasts, and everyone can't get enough. I'm not gonna buy a skimpy little teeny little bikini top when my boobs are small because if I'm on my period, I'm gonna feel like too much boobies out. You see what I mean? Like you need to think about the routine fluctuations that your body makes when you buy things. Buy pieces that have room to fluctuate. Maybe because they're stretchy or because they're not super tight. They're a teeny bit loose. Not loose in a way where they don't fit properly, but comfortably loose, like sit on the hip comfortably. The next is something that I've said many, many times, but I'm going to say it again. It's better to buy one nice thing than to buy 5 mediocre things. Instead of buying 5 things that are cheaper, buy one thing that is amazing. And by amazing, I mean really high quality material that's going to last a long time, perhaps created by a smaller designer or from a boutique or from your favorite store that creates really high quality garments, maybe from a vintage store that sells like really beautiful specific vintage items. It's better to buy one really beautiful, perfect item than it is to buy like 5 sort of shitty ones. Do you know what I'm saying? I used to be of the mentality like the more the merrier. I want to have a closet packed full of clothing so that I can wear something different every single day. I can always be changing and evolving my style and my own wardrobe. And I just ended up with a bunch of mediocre shit. And, there's a few splurges in my closet. Like a good example would be my favorite purse, which is this black, not briefcase looking, but it is very square and sort of stiff Prada bag. Shiny black Prada bag. It is unbelievable. It is amazing. It was not cheap, but I'll tell you that. It was expensive and I bought it new, which is unusual because I do buy a lot of vintage stuff, but I fell in love with the bag immediately and was like, I know I'm gonna wear this all the time, but it's so expensive. Like, should I just buy like something? No, I have no regrets. I wear that bag literally every week. That bag to me is worth 50 other bags. Does that make sense? Like, I love that bag so much. I'd rather have that bag than 50 bags that I like 70% as much. I love that bag. I just think that that's a good fashion philosophy to have. It's better to buy one really good thing than 5, 10 mediocre things. That's common sense. A lot of people say that. It's a common piece of advice, but again, it's good advice. So here it is, being regurgitated by me. Next, choose things that are more simple and or versatile that could be styled to be more interesting, right? Instead of buying a statement piece that's so loud and so crazy and so whatever that you can only wear it like twice a year, buy something that's a great building block that could be paired with other things to put together an outfit that's exciting. Do you see what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm not saying never to have fun with pattern, color, this, that. Like you can buy things that are maximalist, crazy, fun, that are still versatile, that still match a bunch of other things in your closet, that still could be worn time and time again and be made fresh through styling them differently. There are other things that you kind of can't do that with. And so I think finding things that you can wear time and time again in style in different ways to make it feel fresh so that you don't get bored of it is really important. And last but not least, replace the activity of shopping with something else, okay? If you're someone who shops a lot, if you're somebody who, I don't know, loves to spend the weekend shopping around, and that's why you're buying so many clothes, and that's why you're ending up not wearing a lot of them, you need to find another activity. You need to get into yoga. You need to get into hiking. You need to get into trying out fancy restaurants. You need to get into baking. You need to get into cooking. You need to get into doing pottery. You need to get into painting. You need to get into something else because shopping is not healthy for you. Okay. Find another activity, find a replacement. Like for me, I used to shop. So I still shop. I still shop on the weekends, but I can do that now because I don't have a problem not buying stuff. I love window shopping. I love going around touching stuff, looking at stuff, and not buying anything. I love it. I do it all the time. For a while there, I had to stop shopping and I did other activities. I went for some hikes. I started sewing. I got into watercolors. Like I got into other stuff. You have to replace the activity. Find something else that brings you as much joy, but doesn't involve clothes. And with that, I conclude this episode. That's it. That's all of the advice I have. Listen, to some of you, this is common sense. And you're like, Emma, you just fucking told me shit I already knew for an hour. For some of you, this might be helpful. It might be a wake-up call. It might be the wake-up call that you really needed. And that's what I'm here to do. I had fun with you all. And I hope you had fun with me. And if you did, new episodes of Anything Goes every Thursday and Sunday. Usually my voice isn't this raspy. So sorry it was so raspy. Hopefully you find it sexy and not annoying and hard to listen to. New episodes every Thursday and Sunday. We hang out, we talk, we chat, we laugh, we cry, we do it all. You can watch on YouTube and Spotify, listen anywhere, literally anywhere. Anything Goes is on social media at Anything Goes. I, as a human being, am on social media and on YouTube and on everywhere. Emma Chamberlain, that's my name. That's who I am. And then my coffee company is Chamberlain Coffee. And we're around so you can fucking find it or not. Do whatever you want. That's it. That's all I have for today. I love you all. I appreciate you all. It's a joy to hang out. And luckily for us, we'll get to do it very soon. Talk to you in a few days. Hopefully by then my voice will be back. It's really not coming back. It's taking a while. I think because, oh, you know what? I did go to a birthday party last night. And I was talking to people and whatever. We were playing charades, which in theory shouldn't have made me lose my voice. I should have really maintained my voice from playing that game because you're not really supposed to talk. I guess when you're guessing though, when you're guessing what the other person is charading, then whatever. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Mwah.